We are gathered here to fill you with fear and give you a treat for your ears as we invade your mind with our scary rhymes and some tales that can be gory. As you bear witness and sit here and listen to our poetic horror stories. I am your host and narrator, Gloom-Pan. I hope you are here to have some fun. I have here with me 3 stories told poetically for you to enjoy and consume. So please feel free to turn up your volume. We are here every Friday to play with spooks and shades to parade their display. So boys and girls, get ready for a journey into our world. Grab some popcorn and some snacks. Get comfortable and relax. And do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It is free. It won't cost you anything. And please hit the bell. With that said, now on with tonight's tales. I'm so hungry. I can't seem to get enough to eat. My stomach feels empty. I just want to feast. I am starving. It feels like I haven't eaten in years. My stomach feels tight, and my hunger pain is severe. I could eat everything in my eyesight right now, even a cow. I just need to open my mouth and swallow the whole thing down. I'm so ravenous, I could eat a mouse, cat, dog, and a horse. Everything I see is looking so damn delicious to me. But I recognize this is ridiculous, of course. The mere thought of meat is making me salivate, to the point where I'm not thinking straight. The cravings bring me to my knees. I just can't get food off my mind. I need to take a moment to breathe. But this hunger is starting to drive me wild. I'm going crazy. It's got me riled. I'm so famished. There is so much that I could consume. I'm so hungry. I'm starting to drool. The hunger now seems to be changing my needs. From wanting animal meat, now for the taste of a human being. I need to eat something soon. I mean right now. I could start off maybe with a small child. As long as I can sink my teeth into some fresh meat. I just need one bite that will help my hunger and carve my appetite. These hunger pains have my stomach tied up in knots. And I have to say, you look so good. I'm licking my chops. Why don't you invite me over for dinner? Promise I won't be late. Just make sure you have a really, really big plate. There's a little boy that likes to lie. He could look you straight into your eyes. He likes to make up all kinds of stories, just for the attention, fame, and glory. He would tell his lies to anyone that was near, anyone that could listen, that have ears. One day, he told the biggest lie that he could tell. He thought to himself, "This can't fail." He lied on the sweetest, kindest old lady around. She was like everyone's grandma in our town. He said,
"I saw her one day late at night when the moon was out and shining bright. The old kind lady would walk. Looking in children's windows, she would stalk. She was looking for a child that she could grab, that was small enough to fit in her bag. Then she would take them back to her home, where she would skin them and remove their bones. She would drain them of all their blood, and she would eat their heart. This is the truth, I swear to our Lord above.
Some people didn't want to believe his story because it was just too gory. But some of the people did, and they wanted to see the old lady dead. They recall a few kids were missing, and this was the answer to their disappearing. So they went to the little old lady's house to find evidence and to force her to come out. They kicked in her door and knocked her down on the floor. She ended up hitting her head. They beat her and left her for dead. They didn't find anything as proof. Nothing, at least, that they could use. That's when they realized the little boy had told a big, fat lie. And they fell into his trap and committed a crime. So now they want revenge. They want to bring all his lies to an end. They came up with a plot to make sure that he would stop. They told him that the old lady was over and done, and she won't be able to cause any more hurt to anyone. When the little boy went to say something and open his mouth, they grabbed him, held him down, and pulled out his tongue, then cut it out. Now no one in our town ever tells lies. Unless they want their tongue cut out. They should think twice if they are wise. My granny tried to bake me into a pie. She invited me over to her house to help her bake, but that was partly a lie. When I arrived at her home, she rushed me into the kitchen. She said, "Let's get started. This will be the best pie ever. It will be delicious and packed full of nutrition." She told me to fetch her some flour out of the pantry. But when I returned to give the flour to her, she spilled most of it on me. I told her, "I'm going to the bathroom to clean myself up." She said, "We have no time. Now give me that measuring cup." I turned my back for a second to pick up the cup and to pass it to her. But when I turned around, she had a big knife in her hand, and I believed her intention was murder. She asked me, "Why are you looking at me like that? This knife is for the pie." She placed the knife down on the countertop. Then she said, "Bring me that cup, child. Stop wasting time." I thought to myself, something didn't feel right here in this situation. But I shook the feelings off and continued with the preparations. We kneaded the dough, made the pie crust. Then she cut up the apples and put them in a pot to boil to soften them up. She made a sweet syrup to drizzle over the pie. It smelled so good. It brought a tear to my eye. Then I realized a lot of the ingredients were all over me. My granny told me, "You look so sweet. In fact, you look good enough to eat." She said, "Why don't you take the pie over to the oven and set the temperature to 300 degrees and leave some room for another?" The oven looked like a dungeon. My granny's oven was really big. It was so big, it was big enough to fit a whole kid. So I took the pie over to place it in the oven. When all of a sudden, I could hear my granny walking briskly to give me a shove. That's when I noticed she had no oven gloves on. But I heard her coming, so I moved out of the way fast. She fell into the oven and the door slammed shut and latched. She screamed and hollered, "Let me out!" She cursed, hit, kicked, and shouted. But I couldn't let her out. I didn't have the key to the latch. And the oven had heated up in no time flat. Now I know the secret to her award-winning pies. She would cook children, and then she would bake them into her pie. Now that was a surprise. My granny seemed like a sweet and kind old lady that wouldn't hurt a fly. But we all have a side to us that we don't want to show others. And this dark secret cost her. I had no idea my granny was a monster. We found out that she had been taking kids for years. And this is what happened to most of the kids around our town that had disappeared. She was taking kids to her home to have them help her bake. Then she would have them place the pie in the oven, and then she would shove them in and latch the door so they couldn't escape. She met her end the same as those kids. But like the saying goes, karma is a bitch. So, you're still here, and you made it to the end. I'm glad that you have no fear, and we did not get under your skin. I hope you enjoyed all our stories, and they will not keep you up tonight. And there is nothing lurking for you in the dark, and that you can close your eyes and sleep tight. Thank you for listening to all our creepy rhymes. We hope to see you again. Until next time.